In this video, I'll be reviewing the Clarke CS6-9C belt and disc sander, but first a bit of background about the previous sander machines I've used, because I think it's useful that you know what my experience has been with these machines over the years. If you go back to some of the oldest videos on my channel about 5 years ago, back then I was using a Clarke 4-inch belt, 6-inch disc sander. And it was a really old machine, I think from around the late 80s or early 90s. I bought it second hand, I really liked it and it worked well for me for a few years, but unfortunately it stopped working properly as the bearings were wearing out. And that was understandable because it would have been about 20 years old by that point. So I sold that to somebody who could fix it, and then I bought a newer machine, another 4-inch belt 6-inch disc sander by Record Power, the BDS 150. And almost immediately I didn't really like it because the very first time I used it, it had an alignment issue which caused the belt to cut right through a very thin piece of the metal frame that was designed to support the belt part to lift it off the motor housing. In terms of build quality, it didn't seem very well designed. So anyway, I bodged it by gluing on a piece of metal just so that I could carry on using it. And eventually I got the alignment working as it should, and I kept it and used it for maybe 3 years, and at that point the switch developed a fault. The machine would not stay switched on. By that point I decided I was fed up with it and I wanted to upgrade to a better machine. At that time I was in the process of moving into a bigger workshop, so I decided I would use that as an opportunity to upgrade to a larger belt and disc sander with more sanding capacity. It was mainly the 4-inch disc sander that often seemed too small to me for the sort of projects that I do, because as you tend to do most of the sanding on the left hand side of the disc where the disc is spinning downwards, that means a 4-inch disc actually only really gives you about 2 inches of sanding capacity, which is okay for small bits and pieces, but I found that I frequently ran into situations where I needed a little bit more capacity. Also around that time, a company called Machine Mart got in touch with me. They're a specialist supplier of tools and equipment here in the UK, and they have branches all over the place, including one in Norwich locally to me. They asked me if there were any tools within their Clarke range that I would like to try out and use in my videos. Aside from that old Clarke belt and disc sander that I had a few years back, I also have a Clarke pillar drill and a combination grinder and belt sander in my workshop already, and they've been good and reliable, so I said yes please and asked if they could supply this, the Clarke CS6-9C, with its 9-inch disc and 6x48-inch belt. I've had the machine since June and I've been using it ever since. I wanted to give it at least a good few months of frequent use before making a video about it so that I could get used to it and discover what I like and dislike about it. The first thing I noticed was just how incredibly heavy this machine is. It weighs about 52 kilograms. Carrying and moving it around should really be a two-person operation, but I use my sack barrow to get it into the workshop. It is an absolute tank. The case is cast iron and generally the build quality seems really good and well put together. The spring tensioner arm, for example, just feels really well made and solid and not just a thin piece of sheet metal like what was on the previous machine I had. There's also this height adjustable pole which supports the weight of the belt sander part off the motor housing. The machine also comes with a stand which bolts together and securely attaches to the machine, and it's nice that they've included that with the machine, but personally I didn't bother assembling it because I wanted my machine to be on a mobile base so that I could tuck it away beneath my mitre station. So I just made a simple drawer unit on casters to hold the machine at a good operational height. When I first powered up the machine, I did so quite tentatively because of the experiences I had in the past with my old machine. I wanted to check that the alignment of the sanding belt was okay, and actually it was absolutely perfect right out of the box, no need for any adjustments, but adjustments can be made easily via this knob on the side. The motor on this machine is a 1 horsepower or 750 watt induction motor, which runs very quietly and very smoothly. It also stops and starts quite quickly, and it's very powerful. There's no chance of stalling it no matter how aggressive you want to be with your sanding. It will definitely cope with any heavy sanding task that you might want to throw at it. One negative point, as is so often the case, in fact I don't think I've ever bought a tool that doesn't have this issue, is the side-to-side play within the mitre slots on the sanding table. The supplied mitre gauge doesn't fit at all snugly. To be fair, this is better than some, and I know that there are ways of modifying these so that they fit better, but better than some isn't really good enough to anyone wanting any degree of reasonable accuracy within their work, so I won't be using it, at least not without finding a way to modify it first. But this is the same issue I have with mitre gauges on my table saw, my bandsaw, my router table, and so on, so it was expected, but it is a shame. The machine has an NVR switch to prevent automatic startups, which is a good safety feature. Dust collection on the machine is really impressive. It seems to collect much more dust than my previous machine. Two things that I really like about it. One, the machine comes with a dust collection step-down adapter to give you more options for connecting up the machine to a vacuum. We all know that these ports are rarely standardized sizes, which is frustrating, but the inclusion of an adapter gives you more options, which is another thing that other manufacturers should really take note of. I didn't have any issues connecting it up to a regular vacuum hose. And by the way, if you want to see a video about my dust extraction system, I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. The second thing I really like is that often on these machines you get one shared dust port for both the belt and the disc sander, and that usually does a good job at extracting from the belt sander, but a really poor job of extracting the dust from the disc sander. This machine, however, has two ports, one for each, so I can just move the hose to whichever part of the machine I'm using. I might try and find some kind of splitter adapter actually, that way I won't even need to move the hose, and then I can have them both connected and extracting at the same time. And you'll definitely want to use dust collection on any sander of any description in my opinion, because those fine airborne dust particles created by sanding are the ones that are the most harmful to your lungs, so it's definitely a good idea to wear a respirator too. The belt sander has a removable backstop, and this is something that I'd always removed on the smaller machines that I've used because it just got in the way more often than not. But one of the advantages of having a larger capacity machine is that for most sanding tasks I can keep it fitted, which is nice. In fact, I haven't even got around to removing it yet, and keeping it on there certainly does make for a nicer sanding experience, as if there ever was such a thing. The sanding discs to fit this machine are the self-adhesive type, which means removing and replacing them can be a bit of a pain, but I always find that using a heat gun to soften up the adhesive makes the old discs much easier and cleaner to remove, and then wiping them over with some white spirit. I don't find that they need replacing all that frequently anyway though. I tend to have an 80 grit disc on there and then I leave it on there for a year or even more, so it's not an issue as far as I'm concerned. The table tilts to up to 45 degrees, and you can also set up the sanding belt into its upright position and move the table to work with the belt instead. Not something I do very often. In fact, I can't even remember a time when I've done it, but it's nice to have the option anyway. Aside from that, I don't really have much else to say other than I really like this machine. I've really enjoyed using it so far, and in terms of build quality, I have no concerns over it lasting many years, just like my Clarke pillar drill and combination grinder and belt sander have. It's been a really valuable addition to the tools in my workshop, and I'd like to thank Machine Mart for sending it to me. I hope you found the video useful. Please subscribe to my channel for more weekly woodworking videos. You can also support the channel on Patreon if you'd like to receive early access to my videos, some exclusive content, free project plans and cut lists, and a name credit at the end of my videos, and there'll be a link to that in the description box below. Thank you for watching.